yourself, mate. Yes, yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary Peter Bryan versus the Church. C of E, why do you fail your flock? And I've just been researching a bit about Justin Welby, and he said, this is good for me, he said, it's better to be woke than asleep. So that means that it's all right if our kids getting the bits chopped off and all that lot. And woke people obviously don't say anything against grooming gangs because they think it's like the R word. So yeah, you know, like he thinks it's better to be woke than asleep. That's what Justin Welby says.
Yeah, but it woke him up regarding the paedophilia that the church, the Catholic Church and the C of E tried to cover up and made a culture of protecting the paedophilia clergy. John, I googled it this morning, serious failings regarding children and the church and the Catholic Church, and it says that the Pope wrote to all the bishops in England and Wales and threatened them with excommunication. That's booting out if they disclosed anything. We're not on about the failings from either the ladies, the gentlemen who were parish priests and vicars, attempted in every way, in every day of society now, we're tempted with every type of sleaze, criminality. It's open, it's out there. But what I am against is, you covered it up. This is to say it were covered up. And when we asked Canon Earlston, when they covered up their own Church of England, and then she got awarded a Civic Appreciation Award, and the Lib Dems were there, it was a Lib Dem Rob Blythe, a 25-year short councillor, who had to go on the child sex offenders register for 10 years.
Category A images guy.
Child pornography. You know, we don't want... Sorry, John.
No, go on.
We don't want any reverend, any parish priest, canon of any faith. You want to bless these parasites in the council chamber, then do it. You want to pray for them, say the words, then go. Don't sit there on the top table representing like the likes of Gerard Jones, head of children's services, on over 100 grand a year, and all those other councillors and council officers who covered up the paedophilia. We don't want lessons to be learned. We want them prosecuted.
Accountability, yeah.
And in this bag, can you just pass me...
This one here.
Oh, the other one, please, John. Thank you. And if the Church of England says, oh, look at them. Oh, look how they are. A lady said at the beginning with the Reverend Canon Daniel that, do you think this is going to bring more people back into the church? You covered it up. I didn't cover nothing up. I didn't protect any paedophilia clergy, a priest. But this was 12 months, not quite 12 months ago, 10 months ago, Yorkshire Post. And it was Saturday, the May the 20th, 2023. And what were on the front page, John Sentiment, Archbishop of York, who would have to be suspended from services because he didn't report a person who was molested by a vicar. And when it comes to light, and this, I'll try and find the word, writing for the Yorkshire Post, the Venerable John Barton said, the review into the incident all hinges on a letter copied to him 10 years ago, aiding that the Archbishop of Canterbury and York can be deluged by correspondence. Well, they're just lying. So other people, who people write to these two men, they never really see it. Is that what their excuse is? But the Right Reverend Matthew Innocent wrote to Lord Sentiment in 2013 where he said that he'd been abused by the Reverend Trevor Dominic in Bradford in the 1980s. When he was 16, and Dominic was charged with 6 serious sexual offences in May 2017 and was found dead in his flat after killing himself before he was due to appear in court. He was a reverend. The very outspoken John Sentiment tried to get away and cover it up, and he was suspended. And this has only brought to light, this in years ago, this was Saturday, May the 20th, 2023. And for the lady who was the Reverend Canon Daniel, do you think, with the diminishing members of the public and congregation attending our churches, that we won this? You covered it up. You covered it up. It wasn't I, Peter Brown, or anybody else here covered it up.
And let's just remember, guys, that Peter has already written, complained, and all that before he's done any kind of physical action. Let me just get that. And Dorothy there, she's complained, written, and everything to the church and the people who run the church in Oldham, and nothing. So we're here protesting on the banner.
Because Dolly here being starved. Yeah, the whistleblowing for the protecting of the underpipes for the gravel. Now we're all churches together. We have had meetings, 3 meetings, with the Archdeacon of Rochdale, David Sharples, and I believe that man has tried to do his best, but he's been stopped. He's been stopped by the Bishop of Manchester, and in my opinion, and I've said it to David Sharples on the phone, your bishop has thrown you under the bus. You stated in one of the meetings, because of the seriousness, the extentness of this, I cannot attend to do it and sort it out on you. And yet in a letter from the Bishop of Manchester to myself that I've been handing out, and I think the Reverend David Daniel's got one and all, the Reverend Daniel has got one, and he says that the Archdeacon has tried to help, and I can comment no more. Well, he can't do anything. He's governed by the Bishop. And when I Googled this Sunday morning, Mother's Day morning, before I came out, the atrocities regarding the Catholic Church and the paedophilia, I couldn't believe it. And it was the Guardian, and it stated that Pope John Paul sent letters, and the letters went all over the world to all the bishops to threaten priests who spoke out
It's silence.
excommunication. We've got a culture of secrecy, and you want people to attend your churches. I went to Mass last night in Royden, brought up Catholic, and the worst thing that has ever come to my light was the cover up and the protecting of the paedophilia. So, I don't want the likes of Canon Elston sitting with the high profile £100,000 plus council officers when our council leader says the child grooming is still going on in Oldham. And what I would like to hear, I'd like to be able to speak out at this church for the full congregation and read all the letters that we've had where people say, oh, how nasty you are condemning the church. No, you tried to cover it up.
They brought it on themselves, yeah.
To be allowed to speak at a congregational service and tell people why we've been out here. But for Canon Earlston to state that she's the eyes and the ears to the bishop, what goes on in Oldham, I want to know, has any reverend in all the Church of England service churches in Oldham have had a letter from the Bishop of Manchester stating, it has come to my attention through Canon Earlston, that at one of the full council meetings on the outcome of the CSE, people demanded a full investigation. It was denied. Covered up by high-profile clergy such as Canon, simply other council officers who deny the people of Oldham furnace accountability for all our children that were gang raped and groomed. So, what letter has come to this church from David Walker, our Bishop of Manchester, regarding this issue? Or is it like he said to David Sharples, Archdeacon of Rochdale, see to it. And he admitted, I cannot do this on my own. And I agree, he cannot. And shame on the Church of England for throwing one of their own archdeacons under a bus. Thanks.
There you go there, Peter, there, naming him, shaming as well. That's what we need to do. And he's named executives, he's made loads of people within the council, so good on him. And yeah, Arut Shah said grooming's still going on, but don't seem to be doing nothing about it. Just let me say a few people in Oldham, obviously we're running in elections and things like that. And if you think Oldham isn't intimately connected with Rochdale, you're idiotic. If it wasn't for the 3 girls scandal coming out, that was the catalyst to highlight Oldham and why Oldham had a CSE review, because they knew that the abusers in Rochdale were working in Oldham at the time, guys. So it's all intimately linked. Don't think it's a separate issue. That's why more of you running councillors and ones who are being candidates should have been at Rochdale. You live in your own little bubbles of my little area. It's never gonna solve nothing until you solve it in the town. You might think you're going to solve your area issue, but you're not. There's child exploitation in every ward in Oldham, including Hollingwood, and I've talked to mothers who were involved in it. So don't think that I'm supporting other things. I want reviews done. I want people held accountable. And again, intimately linked to Rochdale. If it wasn't for the 3 girls scandal, that's why Oldham's CSE ended up coming out, because the guys was linked to Oldham. Some of them worked or lived in Oldham. Big Daddy, aka Shabir Ahmed, worked for welfare services in Oldham. They knew this, and nobody said anything. So yeah, go on your own little bubble, but Rochdale is intimately linked to Oldham. If you don't think it is, contact me and I'll show you the evidence. It's all there. You can research all the Rochdale 9, look where they worked or lived. Oldham, right? Oldham or Rochdale. When I came back to Oldham in 2012, 13, I did a video around the town centre because the 3 girls scandal had come out, and I showed all the places where they would have abused girls in Oldham town centre. I showed them all, showed you all the shady entrances into these flats and stuff like that. And I said then that Rochdale is intimately linked to Oldham, but you lot, oh no, I'll just do right. And have you talked to any child sexual exploitation victims or families in Brighton? Probably not, but it's in every area of Oldham, guys. Don't think it just because you live in nice Brighton that it's not there. It is there. It's going. The sexual assault's going on at schools, at Brighton School, right next to Brighton Town Centre. Big incident there about 18 months ago. A sexual assault and bullying and everything. So it's going on. Yeah, of course, Peter.
About 5 minutes before I give notification to police, it would finish. It's 5 to 12, finishes at 12. And another one that David Sharples was aware of. There is a mother present with us. Well, they're both mothers and grandmothers. These 2 ladies, Dolly, sacked for whistleblowing, and another lady present was bullied at a top school, Church of England school. David Sharples is the governor and they allowed a councillor to sit on a panel against Rob Blythe, the child pervert, who that person, the school governor, chair of the governors, knew the man, he were his friend, he were his colleague, he were of the same party without declaring a conflict of interest. And this lady was bullied and had to leave that school, threatening to take her own life. And the Church of England ruled, send your child to school. And there's this side, and you've got friends, school governors covering up the paedophilia friends. When's it going to end, John?
Oh, Peter. J. Smith says Peter is a legend. What a man he is, J. Smith, honestly. He is. Peter stood in front of the European Union and called them out for having boob jobs and that kind of thing in the European Union. I've got the video, supported by with UKIP at the time, when you went to European Parliament.
Johnny, we don't want to spend a lot of time on that.
No, but I'm just saying you went there and called them out over having cosmetic boob jobs and stuff like that with our money.
And what we're doing is, it's here. I believe that the Bishop of Manchester, his salary is 46,000, and he has a house, he has bills, he has his bills paid. I think one of the big top bishops in Westminster is on 87,000. You know, what about us? What about us in Oldham? So if Canon Earlston wants to preach with the most deprived town of Oldham with food banks, where's the notification? Is the church backing us? And we asked the Bishop of Manchester regarding the seriousness of this, in his position of the House of Lords, to raise it, to call the government in, to look at the waste of money, the CSE cover-up in Oldham. He never answered. He told us to shut up and go away. Shame on him.
Yeah. Don't accept any accountability or responsibility. Do they? No worries, Peter. Honestly, it's an honour. It's an honour. Honestly, I can't sing your praises so much.
The 70-year-old, and the disgusting is, I'm still a practising Catholic. I went to mass last night. I go for me, and I am ashamed that even my church, the Catholic Church, covered up the child sexual exploitation and the paedophilia. It's the cover up. There's temptation out there for every one of us. It's the cover up.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it should have been honest. It should have been.
Should have owned it up.
Yeah.
And accept it, whether people forgive them.
And
Christians were supposed to forgive, but if you can't forgive yourself, how do you expect others?
Yeah, I know that in that big inquiry across Europe into child sex exploitation, 80 and 90 million euros worth of inquiry. I know that the victims, they can't name the people who abused them. Yeah. They can't name them. They can't. They've been forced to it.
Some of these parasites in here, in immigrants, who cover their outfit, they're slanging us out. What did they say?
Yeah, you think they haven't got kids the way she spoke to us then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they certainly do, J. Smith. They certainly do. So we're here at Oldham Parish Church. Peter's been here since 10 o'clock. The legend, honestly.
Some of our supporters here, grandmothers, a mother, and one sacked the whistleblower for protecting. And we've still got hypocrites and parasites in the congregation that think the sun shines out the backside of churches that cover up and protect paedophilia clergy. This is it. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. And this is why I am asking again to speak out at a service to tell people what's gone on and open their eyes.
I just want to say that Peter does more than most people in the council, unfortunately. I wish he was a few years younger so we could have him running as a candidate, because he speaks out, he's got the right things, got the right information. But like I said, he's 70 now. But I'll carry on his battle. Never forget our Peter. I'll always carry on his battle.
Without you, John, we can't get it out.
Oh, thank you.
People are just frightened to death.
So, Oldham Council, if you've got any issues with us today, you can talk to us, send us an email, phone me up if you've got any issues, and I'll talk to you. That's anybody within the council. We've named Arut Shah, Rob Blythe, Gerard Jones. What's Gerard Jones now?
He's head of children's
Yeah, head of Children's Services, Gerard Jones. We'll name it. We name you guys. And I'm happy to name every name that Peter says, because everything he says is 100% correct. So we love naming them councillors. Name and shame. Anyone to do with it, we're coming for you guys. We're coming for you.
You want to pay somebody on £100,000 salary for failure?
No, we don't.
It's still going on.
There's more than a dozen executives at Oldham Council are on over £100,000 salaries, guys. That's around a dozen, more than a dozen or more. That's factual. That's factual. Chief executives, leader of the council, this, that, and the other. He would, Roch. He would. He would, and his campaign for everyone's going to help me when my flyers come. He's going to help me. I've got a little nice team up here. It should only take us a couple of weeks to get 5,000-6,000 flyers out, and then I'll have a few weeks then going round knocking with some extra flyers. We've got 7,500 flyers for my ward, and we're expecting at least 6,000 out into houses, and I'll be left with 1,000, and then they need to get out. Right, what we're doing? Are we Wetherspoons or my house? Right.
Get your brewing. Cheers.
Are you not coming Wetherspoons with us?
Good job you remember.
He is. Nobody does as much as Peter, honestly. He puts all councillors and candidates to shame.
He's been on tour for bloody years.
Yeah, he has, yeah. He was one of the first people I seen speak out in council.
Yeah. He's been at it for longer than he should have been. They don't flipping listen, that's the problem.
I will, Roch. I will, Roch. I will. Going Wetherspoons, but I'm going to just keep filming outside for the time being. Someone can get me a coffee brought out, or latte.
You're having a latte, John?
Yeah. 2 sugars impossible. I'm going to carry on filming. I might as well down in town, set just outside. I can pick up their Wi-Fi then. I'm on Wi-Fi, so I'm Oldham Town Centre, guys, today. Outside Wetherspoons, going in for a coffee. After our protesting at the church, Peter's gone sorting his car out. But yeah, I've got a funeral this week, guys. Vince Hawthorne he's called. You would have seen him. Does a lot of the camp. He passed away a couple of weeks ago, so we're going down. I'm one of the pallbearers. Me, Steve Eklund, Dion, Darren Edmondson. We're going to be pallbearers, and that's on Thursday. If I can, Joe wanted me to live stream it to the PTSD camp page, but we'll see. I will do some kind of recording or live, but that'll be on Thursday. And I'm going there Wednesday. Yeah, but we had our party meeting last night in Manchester, really successful, full house. We had a small room, about 15 people, I think. But it was good. Exciting speeches off me, Andy Marie, Paul Rimmer, Nick Buckley spoke and it chatted with us and that. But good stuff. I'll get some videos done after. But I'm at Weatherspoons, guys, in Oldham. Yeah, you're right, Jay Smith. They should be, but you know they're politically correct, aren't they? Won't say anything because they're scared to upset a certain section of the community. Well, I've talked about political correctness at the Mayor's question time several times. I brought up that Sarah Hussein murder was to do with honour violence, and the Crown Prosecution Service now are reinvestigating her murder. I said it. I knew it was so. The police are reinvestigating it. That's Big John. That's not nobody else. I were on for it from beginning. I'll call them out wherever I can. Me and whenever I can. And you heard Peter. He's not ashamed of naming people involved in all this. So we're at Upsteps in Oldham, guys. Nice, cold, sunny morning. Peter and his crew have been outside the since 10 this morning. Legendary. Absolute legendary. Yeah, we do, Roch. We do. Oldham Town Centre, guys. Yorkshire Street. Well, this is the High Street. Yorkshire Street's down there, straight down. All the clubs and pubs are being shut down now. All the clubs are being closed down. This town is coming like a ghost town. Bands don't play no more. People fighting on the dance floor. Oldham. So they're in debt. They had to put 39 million in. They had to dip into 39 million council reserves. The council is run by box tickers, guys. I told you they can't do the job. They're only in the position because they tick a box. LGBT councillor, box ticking. That's what it is, box ticking. And these people can't do the jobs. They've not got the correct skills. We don't have them kind of people in the council. And half the council's on shady business with HMOs because they've had a serious meeting over the HMOs already in the council the other week because half the councillors have had money in these HMOs and that. So obviously they're going to support them being put up in Oldham. You all right, lads? They're going to support them being put up in Oldham. So yeah, there's all shady dealings going on with them. Proper shady dealings. So they've dipped into 39 million of reserves. The council are in debt anyway. The billions in debt. If I remember correctly, I'm sure it's something like 100 million that they're in debt. Or so, if not more. Thank you, mate. Just put it on the table. Oh, thank you. Right, yeah, I'll come in a bit. I'll come in. Just been brought a latte. Rest of them are in Weatherspoon warming up, guys. Warming up. So yeah. The council dipped into 39 million reserves. Bankrupt councils across the country. Look at the state of Birmingham. Absolutely disgraceful. And you have box tickers running the council. You don't have the right people in to run the councils. You don't. That's not what it's like now. If you tick a box, when she stood on the tills in the council and she'd got an article up, most powerful BAME woman, one of the most powerful BAME. So fucking what? She don't do nothing. She don't accept accountability for covering up child sexual exploitation. The fact that her best friend's a convicted gangster and getaway driver and all that lot. What a brother has been done for to do with drugs, laundering money or something like that. And another one of her mates is a convicted kidnapper who sexually tortured his victim. And he was young when he did it. And she walks around with these guys like it's nothing. Now, if I was to walk around with a convicted kidnapper and sexual torture, I'd be all over newspapers. She got a bit of media attention. And Jim McManaman and Deborah Abraham stood in the council. Oh, yeah, we're sorry you had to put up with all this, a campaign of abuse against you because you're a woman. Honestly, campaign of abuse against her off her own community because she was a woman. Welcome to Oldham. Welcome to Oldham, guys. Welcome very much to Oldham. That's what it's like. Political correctness, centre of the Northwest. Many papers, Google up political correctness in Oldham. There's about 30 articles, guys, about 30 articles about the damn place. Political correctness in Oldham. So a Guardian reporter was doing a report in Oldham, a Guardian reporter. And she went to one of the polling stations and she couldn't believe that nobody spoke English. Shit you not. And when we talk about when we talk about vote fraud, let me just get this straight. In Oldham, it isn't the fact that someone's going through votes and ripping them out. The fact is, people are getting hold of the postal vote forms themselves, getting people to sign them and filling all the boxes in for them. That's our kind of fraud in Oldham. And the other way of fraud in Oldham is that one person in the community is telling everyone to vote such a person, and they don't really get. If you don't know anything about politics, they tell them that's wrong. You should look at it yourself. So if you've got another opinion yourself, you're not allowed to. That's the fraud that's going on in Oldham. Just let me get this absolutely clearly straight. Now, there's been I can tell you this because there's been a letter sent out from the Electoral Commission about, as a candidate and a representative, I cannot have anybody's postal vote form. I cannot have that. I can post them when they're filled up and sealed in the envelope, and I can give them a postal vote application form for them to fill in, but I cannot touch the postal vote form or anything. I cannot touch it. I cannot touch it. I don't even think I can touch it when it's been sealed. It's got to go straight into the thingy. So that email was sent out to everyone within the electoral who's a registered party. So I got that email. And because they know that people are getting the postal vote forms, getting the person to sign it, and then filling the rest of it in themselves, and that's not allowed. That's not allowed. So I mean, people in Oldham, I tell you, get a postal vote form filled in. You can do a postal vote form and get it for 3 years now with a tick of a box. And for 3 years, you'll get postal voting information about your local elections, your Mayor and Crime Commissioner, and your general elections for 3 years. But do it, guys, because what happens then, when an election comes, instead of just 1 day to vote, you get your postal vote form a couple of weeks before the election. So you've got a couple of weeks to fill it in. So if you want a postal vote form, or you want me to fill one in for May's election, get in contact with me, john.lawrence@nationalhousingparty.uk. Tell me where you live and I'll send you a form, or I'll come and I'll come, get you to fill the form in, then I can hand it in at the council and you'll get signed up for postal voting. Contact me, please. I want everyone in Oldham to go on this. Makes it easier. It gives you 2 weeks rather than just that one day. I've met loads of guys who've done 12-hour shifts and they're just so tired of that. I get them to fill a postal vote form. Don't worry, mate. If you haven't got time, you'll have 2 weeks beforehand. So that's what I'm doing. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We've gone 35 minutes. Outside Wetherspoons, Oldham Town Centre, Big John railing off the facts and figures and everything. Everything I say is probably absolute 100% accurate, give or take a little bit of leeway. When we name these people, we don't name them just like random. We name them because they've not listened to us, not listened to Peter. He's written to all these people. He's written to all the executives in the council. He's been to meetings of all the executives in the council. So yeah, right, Big John. Yeah, it's wrong, I know, but I mean, immigration's messed up our citizenship thing and all that lot. And with people having IDs from other countries as well, that messes things up. Everyone, if you come in England, should just have a British passport, simple as. That's what I think. At least our members of parliament and prime minister should have a British passport only. And it's been messed up. We brought all these people abroad. Political correctness. When they had to change the passports and put kids on them, is because when we and bringing other kids back. Honestly, that's no word of a lie. That's why we had to change our passport system. But yeah, I'm going, guys. Thank you for tuning in. A good 50 odd earlier, 30 odd now. You've just heard facts and figures about Oldham there. Run Big Johnny, a National Housing Party running in Oldham. And like I said, child sexual exploitation goes all around. I've already talked to 2 mothers of 2 different families to do with child sexual exploitation in Oldham. That's just in the past 2 years. I think Simon Bossum introduced me to one of them, and we had a little bit of a chat with her. I give her my envelope. She said, this is what she said. Said, because of the things you've told me, the things you fight for, I'll vote for you. That's what she said. And her case is interesting. I'm not going to say anything about it now. I'll ask permission and get some more details on her case. But yeah, so, you know, that's already, I'm not even a councillor. I'm talking to these people already in Oldham. I don't know about the Uber independents. They might be too busy picking her up off the floor, but I'm concerned about my kids in school. I'm concerned about all the violence coming out of our schools, especially in Oldham. There's been loads of incidents around that school down there. I'm concerned about them things, me. You know, and I have reported on fly tipping. I've reported it. I've helped people report it in Oldham. But, you know, I want to do a bit more in my area. I want to talk to the police. I want more visible police around and stuff like that. Last year, we had 3 big antisocial orders brought out in Oldham. Moorside, Durker and Oldham. That was last year, that. And I'm concerned because this involves kids rioting on the streets and smashing things up. If nobody's bothered about that, just don't be bothered about it. I'm bothered about it, guys, unfortunately. You know, should I be bothered about that? Yeah, I should be. I do a lot to do with our youth. And I brought my nephews and my grandkids, I brought them all up, me. And I spent time with them all, so I know what it's like being a youth and a teenager and stuff like that. So, yeah, you know, should I be bothered about it? Or should I be out there saying that I need to pick this rubbish up off floor here, which I do all the time anyway. But, you know, what's important in your area, Oldham is, unfortunately, has got a record for poverty and crime in that area. So yeah, I want to tackle these things. I want to talk to the police. I told the police to put people in the wrong positions. Why is a guy still living in his flat when he's had a knife against someone's throat and beat someone over the head in an area full of vulnerable people. Why is that guy still there? That's what I said to police. And I said, if you don't get rid of him, I'm going to get a white van, and me and the guys off Hollywood are going to get rid of him. That's what I said to the police. And I'm sorry. He's had a knife to someone's throat, and he beat someone over the head with an hammer. And that's all right in an area full of vulnerable people. It's not all right. That happened in Hollywood, and Big John did outburst with the police, emailed the housing association, great places. He never answered back. But after I went to that meeting, the next day I'd had an email off him. So they think they're going to ignore me. But I named them in the meeting, great places. And he wasn't at that meeting, that community meeting. But I was, and people seen me there. Celia Glennon seen me there telling them what I thought of them. That's what she seen me. So Big John just don't stay silent. Big John's not just going to stay silent because he's on council. He's a councillor who don't want to upset the status quo. Big John's going to be the loudest person on that council. You get me elected, you watch how things change on that council. Big John will be the loudest person. I'll still be doing my videos, calling them out. As soon as I get someone's name guilty of something, I'll be there doing a video, councillor or not. I'm not breaking council etiquette. You know what I mean? So don't think Big John's just going to be silent because he stands next to a councillor. He don't want to say nothing because he's going to upset people. We need to upset people. That's what we need to do. We need to get them shaking in the boots, and they are doing. These councillors are shaking in the boots. George Galloway's just dropped a big A-bomb right in the middle of Labour in Greater Manchester. Shockwaves, guys, shockwaves. He's already said he's going after Angela Rayner's job. You know what I mean? And honestly, the Labour Party, Keir Starmer and all them lot, they're crap in the pants. They're going to lose votes. That's good for me because it means I need less votes to get a position in the council. Whereas I need to get 1,500 before I don't now, guys. I need to get 900 and I've got a position on the council. That's a drop of 600. Get me elected in Hollywood, please. That's what you want to do. Get Big John elected in Hollywood. Let him start shocking the council with my A-bombs. You watch my A-bombs coming into council. Oh, fucking Arsenea's here. Hello, Shania. Hello, do you want to tell me about Charlton School? No. Are you coming in Wetherspoons for a brew or something? I'm going to end this and we're going in. Dorothy's in there, yeah? Dorothy Lord, my little mate. Right, guys, I'm going in Wetherspoons with Granny. See you in a bit, guys. Thank you very much for watching.